Alright, today guys we're going over how to change the Evap pump on a 2012 Volvo XC60. It's probably pretty similar for other models, but I was experiencing a P2402 check engine code. If you're experiencing this is most likely the issue. We're going to change it out. We're going to wait a few days and make sure the light doesn't come back on after resetting it. This is a pretty easy job. Thankfully, there's not a whole lot of information out there about how to do it, but it's basically 3 screws and a couple of hose clamps and a couple of clips. I'll do my best to get good angles on everything. I'm just filming this with an iPhone, so hopefully you'll be able to see everything. Just drop a comment below if you got any questions about it. Thanks for watching. Alright, so step 1 is obviously jack the rear of the car up. Just going to show y'all where this guy is located. This is the new part here. It's the Evap pump. And it is located in the right rear of the car. Right there. Let me zoom back out and show y'all. So it's pretty easy to get out. Got 3 torque screws and a connector. Pushing the tab on the top of your electrical connector and it should pop right off. Next step is taking out these 3 Torx screws. It's a T25, so I'll get those removed. And after that, if you look up, let me move my light so y'all can see. Follow the hose from the pump to there. And on this hose, there's a little plastic connector that you push in on the top and pull out. That right there, so you press that in and pull out. So I'm gonna remove the 3 Torx real quick and the pump will be completely loose. You'll have those 2 hoses still connected with hose clamps, which unfortunately are the pinch on kind and aren't reusable. You see that right there? So we will get this lower one here off with the pump mounted, and since we disconnected this other hose, the whole pump should come down with the other one still connected, and we will just replace those with regular hose clamps. So let me get the Torx screws out and we'll see if we can get that hose clamp popped off real quick. So I took those 3 screws out and I kind of pulled the pump down to where it's more accessible. We are going to get those hose clamp off here and be able to pull the whole pump down. Once we get it down, we'll remove this other hose clamp right there. So a couple ways you can do this. You can kind of get up under that and kind of pry it off, or if you want, you can snip that off. Just kind of any way you can get that off, get it off, and that hose should pop off, and we'll leave that hose installed in the car. So we got the hose clamp off. I'm just going to slide that hose off now. Watch out for falling rocks. And then on mine, there's a zip tie right there. And I don't have snips. So we will try and just bust that off real quick. There we go. So the pump should be loose. Feed this hose back down through here. Just make a note how it's routed so you can put it back in there correctly. And there you go. So we're gonna go remove this and get this hose installed on the new pump. Alright, so to remove these clamps, let me just show you a close-up. I just kind of wedge a screwdriver under it and pop it off. They come off really easily. And we're just going to replace those with a regular hose clamp, either this one or this one. I'm not sure which size will fit yet, so I got 2 different sizes. just make sure you're installing this hose in the same orientation as the original one. So we'll pull it off and try and put it back on exactly the way this one came off. Plug your hose back in, and then tighten this hose clamp up real quick. And get this back up in the car and the other hose attached with the hose clamp. Alright, so we got this hose back on here. I'm just gonna feed this back up. And then plug in this hose back into this port here. Just make sure you put your hose clamp on first. Need to loosen mine up a little bit. All right. There we go. Put that on there. All right. That in place. Alright. Tighten it up the rest of the way with a ratchet. Now, this is going around a plastic tube, so don't go too tight because you don't want to crush that. This is also meant to hold in gas vapors, so don't do it too loose either, to where vapors will escape and you'll still get a check engine light. That's probably pretty good. All right. Lead this back up into position. Alright, that's back roughly in place. I'm going to grab our T25 screws and reinstall them. Now these are threading into plastic, so don't tighten them in too much to where they'll strip out. I'm just gonna get mine started and I'll tighten them back up off camera. Alright. Next, find your electrical connector. Let's pause a shot of that. And this guy right here, just ensure the push tab right there is facing up towards the car. And simply just plug it back in. Alright, next up, we're gonna get this hose reconnected to the port here. And all it does is slide on there and clip into place. And then there's a clip up here as well that holds the hose in place. There. So we're just going to tighten the Torx screws back up, and we are fully done with this job after we lower the car. And we'll probably have to go and clear the check engine light. So we're going to start the car, see if the check engine light's gone. I don't think it will be, because this is something that has to go through some cycles. So if check engine light is still there, we'll clear that with a scan. If you don't have a code reader, run by your local auto parts store. They'll have one. They'll do it for you for free. So we'll do that. We'll drive the car for a couple of days, and hopefully it doesn't come back. Just to show y'all, that was the check engine light code I was getting, P2402. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope that was helpful. If it was, please like and subscribe and share if you don't mind. But yeah, give me a good thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And I just hope this helped y'all out. There's not a whole lot of information out there on this exchange. Thankfully, it's really easy to access this part. There's nothing you really got to take off to get to it. So it's pretty easy on this car. But thanks again for watching.